All right, looks like we're getting set for a race. This will be race number 1 of the carsales TCR Australia SimRacing Series at Albert Park. Lights out, and we're racing here at the carsales TCR Australia SimRacing Series at Albert Park. Good run down to turn number 1. Remember, it switches back into turn number 2, covering off now. It looks like they're keeping it clean on the entry there. Don't worry about track limits at the moment. This is lap number 1. It's about the exit of turn number 2 and the run down to turn number 3. Good jostling for position there. Dylan O'Keefe, he's holding John Martin at bay. And look at this, just looking for track position nice and early. Ben Barguana sweeps through as Dylan O'Keefe holds off John Martin, but he'll have the inside run into turn 4. So John Martin now in control, but if Dylan O'Keefe can stick there, he'll have the inside to turn number 5. No, John Martin holds on. Look at Ransley now pushing her. Is that Timperley also on the back there as Tony D'Alberto in position number 6 joins in the battle. And as I said before, if Ben Barguana could get through turn 3 first, he would start to put a bit of a gap on them. Lockie Mansell, nice, tidy start to this lap.
Yeah, excellent job from Ben Barguana there. We saw that he had to move across to the inside on the run down into turn 1 to cover off Dylan O'Keefe. But since then, while all of the other drivers behind have been squabbling for position, it has allowed Ben Barguana just to ease out a bit of breathing space over the rest of the field.
Johnny Martin just moving around here, under brakes, gets right up on the back of him. Great to see us cut to the outside of Jaden Ransley, looming large in the mirrors of Johnny Martin. Ben Barguana, you just get the feeling, Lockie, that he's saving, keeping the car underneath him for later in this race. 11 laps, a lot of racing to go. And this battle has been fantastic. The one on screen right now, we're right on board with Jaden Ransley, and John Martin has not put a foot wrong. He has been under fire from lap number 1, and yet he's been able to hold on and every now and then just eke a bit out of Ben Barguana, who has been well and truly in control from the outset. But it's not over yet. Look in the background. Dylan O'Keefe is covered off. That was a couple of movements there by Jaden Ransley. His run's now compromised. This is giving Dylan O'Keefe a good opportunity now. Turn 13 through, turn 14 now. We make our way round to the last couple of corners in race number 1. Ransley parks it on the inside of the corner. Can he get back across? He's really covering off here, compromising the run of Dylan O'Keefe. But well done, Ben Barguana, race 1 winner for the carsales TCR Australia SimRacing Series here at Albert Park. Johnny Martin, great job. You were under threat throughout that race, and Jaden Ransley holds on for 3rd place. And we're racing at Albert Park. Race number 2 of the carsales TCR Australia SimRacing Series. We have an inverted grid. Looking to the top now, Liam McAdam sitting there. Chelsea Angelo sitting in 3rd as well. The look to the inside, turn number 1. It'll get congested down there. Rowan Shepherd also up inside the top 4. He's now made his way up into the top 3. Verdanovic, though, he's out in front. Liam McAdam still in 2nd. Turn 3, the critical point. There's contact back there between Angelo and Suter, I think it was. As we make our way down to turn 3, more contact as McAdam hung out to dry down to turn 3. And was that Rowan Shepherd that's just been fired off the track into the kitty litter down there? Liam McAdam holding on to 2nd, but Verdanovic is able to just break the back of them a bit here as McAdam and Angelo, Suter, O'Keefe now. O'Keefe's done a great job to get up into the top 5.
As we say, the battle is on for 2nd position, side by side. Liam McAdam and Chelsea Angelo on the run down into turn 13.
Chelsea Angelo made the right call, but she nearly got turned around for it. In fact, she did. She's been put into the wall, and I think that may have been, well, I'm not sure. I'm not going to make a call just yet, but Chelsea Angelo, I believe, just helped into the wall. And Dylan O'Keefe, here he comes, looming large again in 4th. Here we go. There's a move now from Dylan O'Keefe up the inside. Is there going to be racing room? A little bit of contact there, but Dylan O'Keefe through on Zach Suter.
Not afraid to get his elbows out in the early stages of this race, Dylan O'Keefe, and already up inside the top 3 positions.
Is that Jaden Ransley now making his way through? That should be job done on Zach Suter. So Jaden Ransley now through, and he chases on up the road after Dylan O'Keefe.
Zach Suter not giving up though, and looks to do the switch back down the inside of Jaden Ransley, but the HMO Customer Racing Hyundai shuts the door as O'Keefe goes for a move down the inside of Liam McAdam at turn number 15. Not quite able to do so. We'll look to try and switch back and get the better run onto the main straight coming out of the 16th and final corner. It will be a drag race between the McAdam Audi and the O'Keefe Renault heading down into turn 1. And a look at Jaden Ransley looming large behind these two drivers. He'll be looking to try and capitalise as well. O'Keefe finally manages to get the job done on McAdam. He's up into second position and he's off in pursuit of Peter Vodanovic, who is now over 3 seconds up the road.
And Ransley just had a bit of contact with McAdam. He had a run on him there as we've got a spinner. Is that Tony D'Alberto? Yes, but he's just used the car in front of him.
Liam McAdam is positioning his car exactly where he needs to make sure that Jaden Ransley is finding it extremely difficult to overtake. Ransley will be starting to get a bit frustrated at this point. He goes for the big look down the inside into turn 1. McAdam makes a mistake, goes wide, goes out into the grass, and he's going to drop 2 positions as a result of that excursion there. Ransley goes through, and so too does Luke King. So he's done a great job, Liam McAdam, to withstand the pressure.
But King going with him. He's staying well and truly glued to the rear. We're right on board with King. You know, oh, that was a big moment. He's just absolutely nailed him. So King has run right into the back of Jaden Ransley.
Liam McAdam and Jaden Ransley resuming their battle, albeit a spot further back than where it was before. It's now the contest for positions 4 and 5. And Ransley with a big run on McAdam as they head to turn 11. They'll go side by side into this fast left-right chicane. It always makes me nervous when I see cars running door-to-door through there because it is such a high-speed, committed part of the racetrack. And once again, it's Liam McAdam who manages to keep that Hyundai at bay.
Oh, there's a lot of feeling in this one, isn't there? A bit of niggly aggro going on out on track at the moment between Jaden Ransley and Liam McAdam. There's a bit of brake testing going on as well. We don't know what's happening out here at the moment as Ransley gets the inside run now down into turn 15. This is getting ugly now, Lockie. This one's about to explode as Johnny Martin and Tony D'Alberto buy in on the action, and Ransley really putting some dents on the rear bumper of Liam McAdam.
I think they're taking it personally, this battle, that's for sure. John Martin might be the driver who's really well placed to capitalise here, as again we see McAdam driving it to the inside of the road. He gets into the side of Jaden Ransley. They both go off the track. Somehow, Liam McAdam rejoins the circuit, still managing to stay ahead of that battle group.
Lockie, Johnny Martin did that one. He pushed Ransley into McAdam, and now Johnny Martin gets his own medicine back as McAdam pushes him off the circuit. This is great. I tell you what, this one is the one you'd want to get behind the garages after a race of at the circuit, because this would be one very interesting paddock at the end of this race. The lead, if we look to the front, Vodanovic is only 1.8 seconds to the good of Dylan O'Keefe. So this could be on at the back end of this race. We'll keep an eye out on this one as Luke King, he's just a very lonely third at the moment. The battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, you can throw a blanket over him. This is almost like a Formula V race out there at the moment, Lockie.
And oh no, Tony D'Alberto gets turned around at turn number 11. He was running side by side there with John Martin. The margin now under a second between Vodanovic and O'Keefe. So O'Keefe is going to have a couple of laps to try and find a way past this race-leading Kiwi-driven Hyundai i30.
I wonder how much of his tyre Dylan O'Keefe's had to use up to make up the gap that Vodanovic had been able to lead. But Vodanovic has handed it to him here. Look at that. He runs wide on the exit of turn 1. That is gifted it to Dylan O'Keefe. And Dylan O'Keefe says, thank you very much. I'll take that, and runs down to turn 3, now in the lead. I was just giving Vodanovic the big wind-up, and then comes Dylan O'Keefe. So he's just run wide at turn 1 and handed the race over to the Renault driver. As we ride on board with Ben Bargwanna, he looks at Liam McAdam. McAdam, that car will have dents on its every single panel, from its roof to its bumper to its every quarter panel, you name it. That car will not come back straight. Neither does it look like Ben Bargwanna's. He's starting to get a bit of a short back and sides as well. Brock Timperley in there as well. And Luke King will be coming back going, geez, that was a leisurely drive for me, while everyone else is coming up beaten.
Oh, and laying the cat off the road at turn 11. Once again, that was a big hold your breath moment with cars running side by side through there. Zach Suter takes advantage of Bargwanna running a bit wide to slip up the inside into 7th position. Oh, as Brock Timperley goes wide and runs it off the racetrack at turn 13, and will lose a few spots in the process of that one.
He missed the podium in race number 1, but Dylan O'Keefe wins race 2 of the carsales TCR SimRacing Series here at Albert Park. Outstanding drive from the Gary Rogers Motorsport entry, and the driver that made the switch from an Alfa Romeo across to a Renault in the off-season. And he's made Renault a winner here at round number 1 as well.